So I got a late night thought for you. Okay? I'm sitting here chilling, right? This whole abortion thing, I feel like we all know, like, sex is fun, it's pleasurable, right? It's probably used more for pleasure than its actual intended purpose, right? But it doesn't mean that what we're using it for should supersede its intended purpose, right? Like, or you shouldn't be able to negate the consequences of having consensual sex, whether you're using protection or not. If you don't want to get pregnant, definitely have a lot lower risk of getting pregnant by using contraceptive, condoms, stuff like that, right? They're pretty. I feel like that's pretty easily accessible. I mean, I can walk down the street and buy a pack of condoms right now. Matter of fact, I got a roll of toilet paper that I think I'll dedicate to that condom. I'll go ahead and get that after this video. Besides that, that's the purpose of sex, is to reproduce. If you don't reproduce, we don't live forever. Thankfully. If you don't have sex, then our species will die off. Some people may think that's a good thing. Kind of understand that a bit. But mainly, life is life is tragic no matter what. But there's something about having strength and finding something positive in everything. You know, there's always something. You're feeling like shit, you go out to a restaurant, you see a little kid having fun. A lot of people would think, damn, that little kid's going to have a hell of a life. He's, why even? But then it helps some people's days seeing that, like, understanding that kid, like, it reminds you of yourself and the hope that you once had, and your understanding of the world as a child is so different. You don't quite understand what the real world is. I mean, you understand CoComelon and video games, all that fucking shit, which aren't bad. I play video games all the time. Always have. That's the reason for sex, okay? You can't justify not being able to accept the consequences of consequential sex for claiming to be having sex for the secondary reason of it, pleasure. Even though sex is more pleasure than reproduction, but the purpose is reproduction, and that's a consequence. People need to own up to their shit. Own up to your shit and everything. I haven't. Like, my life's been crazy, right? And a lot of it was self-inflicted. I'm 31. I've learned a lot. I've learned so much. So much. How important a nuclear family is. Surrounding yourself with the right types of people. You know? Shit like that really makes a difference. And it's crazy how we are, my friends, we are but a blip in time. We are but a blip. We are experiencing the here and right now. And we don't know if we'll experience anything else. I have a theory on that. That's another video. Like the rapper Tom MacDonald said, instead of leaving a better earth for our kids, how about leaving better kids for the earth? Because the humans can destroy the earth more than the earth can destroy humans. It's a fact. Big fact. No cap, as they say. But yeah, low battery. I've learned a lot. You know? I don't always apply the knowledge I've learned. But at least anything that I do now is not immoral, and it doesn't kill something or like negatively impact to the point of being super toxic, you know? I'm not really religious, you know? It's just crazy. What the fuck? I feel like we get so tangled up in things here on Earth. The real shit is looking up in the sky and understanding what the fuck we are. It's like the biggest question that nobody has a fucking answer to. Also that and dying. Like what the fuck, what are we? What is this? How did this become? Instead, we're worried about spilling Starbucks coffee on our fucking iPhone 27, you know? Crazy to me. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. So crazy to me. And a part of me, I understand these people that want more government and stuff. Like, when I was a kid watching The Matrix, the one thing that I always questioned, or what I would have done different from Dio or anybody else, I would have stayed in that goddamn Matrix. I would have stayed there. Because once you open your mind and you actually realize everything, and you can look at things from a different perspective, it's infuriating. It's hard to deal with. It's hard to cope with. And I think that comes from a level of compassion, because I care about other people. I don't care about myself that much. I care about other people more. Like, I may not have much. Self-inflicted. I will be clean for 2 years in August, so. Damn, that's coming up. It's like a month away. But I respect the opportunity for other people to be happy and make the right decisions. And I hope that people do. And from the outside, sort of, looking at everything, it's sad. It's sad what's happening. All the division, like literally supporting murder of something that will be life. Like falling in love with these news stations and just listening to everything they say, and really not grasping the fact that guns do save lives. They save more lives than are taken, I think. I don't know. I mean, I feel like even, like, okay, so hear me out. I think that if you trained teachers with, if you had a policy that said any teacher that, I mean, you can have whatever specifications you want about training, but even just bare and simple, if you have a teacher, if a teacher feels threatened and they feel like they want to bring a firearm, a legally owned firearm, to school with them, they can. That will, if you have a resource officer, the shooter's going to go to the resource officer first, because he knows he's the only one that can counter him. A gun counters a gun. Have you ever heard, don't bring a knife to a gunfight? It's true. Fire with fire. You have to at that point. I feel like a shooter would be much less likely to target a school with that policy. Then I had an argument with this guy earlier. I don't know the pronouns. I don't know what the fuck they are. Don't want to offend them. Bullshit. He said that, oh well, what if the teacher isn't going to be trained in guerrilla warfare? They're not going to know. They're going to have kids running around screaming. The whole point is a deterrent, dumbass. You deter. And if it does happen, students won't. It would be less likely for students to be fucking running wild. You'd have them put up and you'd take your firearm out and you'd defend them. How could you not like that policy? Those police officers in Uvalde never even went into school, right? Sometimes I wish I didn't take the red pill. But I did. And there really is no coming back. If you honestly have taken the red pill and you can see everything for what it is, there is no coming back from that, man. You can't. If you try, it's just you're ignorant, man. You can't do it. And it's sad to see these people, other conscious beings like me, that have the same emotions. Like, we're all like so much the same. And it's wild for me to see how different we can turn out based on our environment and based on what we're taught. Probably the most powerful thing are children, because they're sponges. They literally absorb like every piece of information that you put or throw to them, give them. Just some thoughts, you know. I want what's best for people, because I I have had happy times in my life, and I know how much those times meant to me. So, one other thing. That brings me to this. I hate when people hate on people that are rich. Why? Wouldn't you rather be rich than poor? Wouldn't you want something to pass on to your children and then they can pass on to their children, your grandchildren? Isn't that the point? We're fucking here, right? Like, there's nothing we can. I mean, you can take the easy way out, but you can't. And that's not moral, right? That's not cool. But you might as well make the best of it. You can't expect things to be given to you. Imagine being in Egypt in like fucking 2 BC or some shit, standing up like, I want fucking equal, like, I want money for free. Like, I want, like, socialism. Like, I want, like, this is bullshit. I gotta carry this fucking boulder to make money for my family? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because money is labor, all right? Every piece of money at some point in time, labor was exchanged for that money, okay? That's what gives it worth, is your labor, what you do. So yeah, just some light thoughts, a little 12, 11-minute video. I'm about to go to sleep, so I'm high, I smoke weed. Only thing, I used to be addicted to heroin really bad. From like 2018 to 2020, it's a pretty rough time. Lost my significant other of 7 years. It's so weird because everything that really bad that has ever happened to me has been my fault. Like everything. Like your decisions truly choose your destination. Like you choose your own destination with the decisions you make. It's just really hard sometimes. A lot of times it's really hard, We're a blip in time and we're on a fucking rock accelerating through space, circling around a giant energy source, which isn't even that giant compared to other ones. In a small, dim part of fucking space. Fucking, dude, like, how does that... How are more people not interested in that? They care about... I'm not going to say they care about stupid shit, because who am I to say, what somebody should and shouldn't care about, or if it's cool or not. It's all subjective, right? But, like, how could you not, like, just think, like, what really happened in our past? What's going to happen in the future? I believe we're early humanity. Gotta be. It's crazy. That was my late night thoughts. So stupid. But, I'm a pretty real person. I don't try to be fake on anything. Like, I'll tell you how I feel about something. And I'm genuinely interested in what other people have to say. But in like a conversation in a conversation, I hate when people don't answer my questions, because I'll answer theirs. But it's like, if you don't answer my question, you just like try to pick at me. They pick and pick and pick, because it's like I'm a wall, and they're just trying to chip at me, because they don't have the fucking bulldozer. They don't have it. They just have pickaxes. And you can easily tell who's in the wrong in that situation. Well, not in the wrong necessarily, but who isn't thinking logically. Because for logic to be logic, it has to be applied, over everything. So, just like when people say, oh, well, you don't like abortions, don't get an abortion. That's like me saying, oh, you don't like AR-15s, don't buy an AR-15. Doesn't work, right? And what makes it different? Oh, it's because it's the woman's body. Like, what? Makes no sense, bro. Do you see like a woman fused to me right now? Do you see a woman fused to me? I'm my own person. And most likely you are too. If somebody says something to me that truly makes sense, and there have been some conversations, I can see it from the other point of view. I understand hating rich people and feeling like, because a baby does impact your life. But I also feel like if you excuse people from, If the precedent is that we can excuse people from personal responsibility, then that would have to be applied everywhere. That doesn't work. I don't know. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Like, I've really been critically thinking lately. Like, I'll just sit here and just think, you know, and I should be writing down some of the things that I think about. But I think from now on, I'm just going to make these, like, little diary type things, you know? Like, I'm saying the word like a lot, but maybe in time I'll start to be able to be more articulate in what I'm saying. I don't know, guys. Think critically, ask questions. Definitely don't take somebody's word for it. Ask for proof, sources, valid sources, reliable. That's one thing, man. People will give me a source that is not reliable, but they're brainwashed into thinking that it is a reliable source. So they think that defeats the argument. Dude just cited the Young Turks or some shit, you know, like, what? This started a long time ago. Like with the Soviet Union, it's like something got planted here. I have some weird, wild theories, which I don't think are mainstream at all, and they probably aren't real, but they're cool, like, to think about. What happens when we die, and what is all of this? What is it? Those are the things that we should be, and your family, but like those are the things that you should be concerned about. Figuring this all out. Has somebody figured it out and they're not telling us? I doubt that. There's no fucking way. Imagine being the person to figure it out. Like, I don't think you need to be a scientist or... I think it can be achieved with thought. Because it's like we're the universe looking back at itself. We're made of the universe, and we're observing what we're made of, except in different form. Well, all I can say, I'm going to end this video. But I'm very happy that I was born here and not in 14 BC in Egypt. I mean, I can be living on the fucking streets and I'll still be good. Because I'm not living in fucking 2 BC Egypt carrying around 1,000-pound bricks all day long. Fuck that. Fuck that. 100 million times %. Fuck that shit. Of course, if you're born in that time, you wouldn't know the difference. Just like if you put somebody in jail, they'll always find something to be positive about, usually, right? And they get used to it, institutionalized, whatever. It's anything, really. Not just jail. My hair grows unevenly. I hate that. Alright. Good night, guys. Thanks for listening.